Hi everyone, welcome back. Now, as you probably know, this week we are talking all about memories and the power of memories and how reliving some of our happy memories or funny memories or exciting memories can be really good for our brain and really good for how we feel about ourselves. So I hope that you've enjoyed the challenge of reliving some of your memories this week. I hope you've been talking about them and sharing them with other people. I thought that before we sign off the week, you could do with maybe a little bit more inspiration. So I've invited a few guests along to share some of their memories. So let's listen to some of them.
Hello everybody, Mrs. Elmore here, and I'd like to share a happy memory with you, one that makes me smile whenever I think about it. Now, my first thought was to go straight to some point in time when I was eating, but then I remembered there was something that made me even happier. On my wedding day, I had a belly full of good food, and it was the evening, and we were dancing. And I remember dancing away, loving life, and kind of looking around me and looking across the room and thinking, oh, I know that person. That's one of my really good friends. And then kind of looking somewhere else and going, oh, I know that person. That's my mum. And kind of everywhere I looked, I realised that it was people that I knew and loved. And I think there's not very often that you can be in a room, dancing your heart out, surrounded by every single person that you know and care about. And whenever I'm feeling a little bit down and grumpy, I always think back to that moment and how good it felt.
My memory is from a time when I felt really proud to achieve something. So unlike Mr. Winterburn, I am not a runner, but a friend of mine once challenged me to do a muddy Race for Life 5K with her, and it wasn't my thing at all. I don't really like getting muddy, I don't really like getting dirty, and I definitely don't like running. But we did it. It involved running 5K or part walking 5K, going over lots of muddy obstacles. There was even some space hoppers on the course that I had to get involved with and embarrass myself with. But I did it, I completed it, I got my medal, and I had a lot of fun doing it as well. So that's a time when I felt really proud of myself.
So the memory that I have chosen to tell you about is a memory from when I was younger and when I was probably at primary school as well. And I remember going to a place called Lyme Regis with my nan and my granddad and my brother. And Lyme Regis is part of a Jurassic Heritage coastline. And this means that this is a place where you can find fossils. And one of my fondest memories is going there on the weekends with my nan and my granddad and my brother and going to search for some fossils where we did manage to successfully find some. I remember having to take my hammer, and I wore some glasses to protect my eyes when we were looking at the rocks. And I had to be really resilient when I was doing this, because sometimes we wouldn't find anything and we'd spend hours and hours walking along the beach trying to find things, and then other days we would be really successful and find lots of things. And this is one of the happiest memories, as I remember my brother and I being so excited if we found something and shouting and running to tell my nan and granddad what we had found. And if you're in year 2, or if you're going to be in year 2, if you're in reception or year 1 at the moment, in term 6 we actually do some exciting learning about Mary Anning, who lived in Lyme Regis, and what she found. So look forward to learning about that with my class in year 2. Bye everyone.
Hi there, I'm going to tell you a little story from my childhood about a game I really loved to play, which is cricket. Now, when I was 7, we started to practice cricket at school during one of our PE sessions, and my year 3 teacher was a man called Mr. White, and he loved maths and he loved PE. And it's kind of all we did, I think, in year 3, counting and doing sport, which suited me no end. And we were doing some cricket one afternoon, and he said, you've obviously played this game before. And I said, well, I haven't really. I just played in the garden with my brother. And he said, well, come along to after school cricket club on a Wednesday, and we'll see how you get on. So I turned up with all these year 6s to play cricket, and I'd never really played the game properly before. And he ended up putting me into the school cricket side. And I can remember playing my first ever game. And I took a wicket, I bowled somebody out. And I was about to bowl my next ball, and he was umpiring. He said to me, "Jamie, you've got to wait until the new batsman's arrived at the crease before you bowl again." And I can remember it stuck with me. And most importantly, he inspired my passion for cricket. And so I still play now. And about 10 years ago, I met him. In fact, he was playing for the opposition. And I was bowling, and he hit his first ever 100 in a game against me. He played the game for many, many years. And I can remember bowling against him when he hit his 100. So it was a really very poignant moment. He'd inspired me to play the game. And I was delighted to be there when he made his achievement, his first ever 100 in so many years of playing a game. So that's my childhood memory.
Hi everyone. Now I was thinking about a challenge that I set myself when I was 14, if you can imagine a 14-year-old Miss Rutherford. I set myself the challenge of raising money for a charity called the Children's Society by doing a sponsored silence. Now, if you're in year 5, you know this is super duper tricky for me because I like to chat. But I set myself the challenge. I took my whiteboard and my pen into school so that I could communicate with my teachers and my friends without uttering a sound. It was a huge challenge, but I managed it, and I managed to raise £50. So I was really proud of myself and my resilience and focus that day.
Hello everyone, a really happy memory for me from my childhood was a time where me and my brother have always been really close, and I used to dress him up, bless him, like he was my little sister, and he loved it. But there was one time where he managed to get me to put something of his on as well. So I have his Thomas the Tank Engine pyjamas on, and he's got my purple nightie, and this is the picture. And it just makes us both laugh every time, and it was just a really happy memory.
Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed hearing about some of those memories. A big thank you to all of our teacher guests who stepped in at very short notice to film those for us. Before you go this week, I would like to set you a final challenge. You've talked a little bit about your memories already. You've shared some of them with other people, but I'd like you to give you a final challenge. And that's, I would like you to really practice telling some of those memories to other people. You might think you've done this already, but practice speaking them aloud. Speaking aloud is really important. Practice saying them. Could you tell it like a story? When you're reliving something, it's like telling a story. You might even be able to film yourself, like I've done this week, and like some of the teachers have done. Film yourself reliving some of those memories. Maybe if there was another person who was involved in your memory, maybe it was a grandparent or an aunt or uncle, somebody you haven't seen recently, maybe you could do a little video of yourself telling that memory, and then you could share it with them. Turn a memory into an act of kindness. I'm sure they'd love to hear it. So have a go, see what you can do, and enjoy reliving some of your happy and amazing memories. Keep up the good habit, and I will see you very soon. Bye.